Alrighty guys, I'm just going today. So workbench is still a mess. Haven't been cleaning, and looks like something's still digging there. Not sure not sure what the hell's going on, but same old, I guess. I need to get the gate project finished too. I did pick up stuff at the hardware. I didn't bring it out here to show you, but I picked up 3 2-foot long pieces of chain. 2 will be kind of like a hinge kind of like thing, and the 1 will be a lock for it. So I got that. I picked up another can of WD-40 because I only have but 1 can left, and it's a big monster can. I picked up a pin for Big Red. This one actually does fit, so yeah, I got a pin back for Big Red. I did not get a cleverage pin because they didn't have one that would fit. That I didn't think would fit. Well, they had one that would fit, but I think it would be extremely overkill for it, and it's $30. So I'm not going to pay $30 for that this month. So I'm not going to do that. So maybe next month. Next month I'm going to try to get the sprayer here. I'm going to save up a little bit extra money and try to get a bigger sprayer here. So, but yeah. So as you guys, oh yeah, and I also picked up an oil pan at the hardware too. So, kind of need one of those laying around, right? It's a plastic one. It was about, I think this one was about $4, and if you wanted the aluminum steel one or whatever, it was like $5 or $6. So it was $1 more, but I didn't need anything fancy for what the hell I'm using it for, right? I did go to the John Deere dealer, and I got engine oil and a filter for the John Deere. I'm going to order Big Red's oils next month on payday. I'll order that online. My dealer up in the cities there where I bought the battery from, they actually have a website, and you can actually order parts there, and you can either have it shipped to their place, or they'll ship it to your house. So quite a bit for shipping, but whatever. So yeah, and if you happen to see Saturday's video, or not Saturday's video, it's Friday's video, I mean. Today's Saturday. We worked ground with the 1586. I didn't do anything. I didn't make the first round. I didn't even plow at all. I cultivate it all. He did. The young guy did. He had called me the night before and said that he was going to be coming over in the morning. And I told him, well, shit, I'm leaving in the morning, so it's like, if you want, you can just come on over and hook it up and go work around. But he didn't come until about 4 o'clock, which is when we just got home. So whatever. He managed to get one round in there before I got down there, and he just continued on. So, and it's windy as fuck out today, which is kind of nice because it's hot out. So kind of neat. It doesn't need to be this windy, but it needs to be windy. So, yeah. But we only managed to make one round on the whole entire field, so we did get the field open, but it needs to be worked again. But we won't be using the 1586 because it's got an engine problem. It's a minor problem. Well, it's not a minor problem. Well, it's a minor problem, but it's the dealer's fault, I think, because of the last fuckers that worked on it. I forget what he called it, but I think it's the Might have been the injector line. It's not the line itself, but on top of the motor where the fuel goes in, it's on the number 2 cylinder. He says when they tighten it down, there's supposed to be some kind of a rubber thing inside, I guess, and it's supposed to go up against something that was made out of brass or something. Something, you know, it's a real soft metal. And he says that if you over tighten them, you bend them, and then over time it'll start making that knocking noise, which is what you guys were hearing in the video. I thought maybe it was the tin on the one side, but then I started hearing it was more on the left side, but I couldn't trace it down until I got right up on it and looked, and then he said, well, I heard it when I fired it up, but it wasn't that bad. And I was like, well, shit, man, I started it the night before to move it up to the front of the house, up at the farm there, and I didn't hear it at all. He says, well, it was probably just plugged full of carbon. He says that once you start working them, it burns the carbon off, and then it makes that noise, because, you know, it's just whatever it is. But if I remember correctly, number 2 and number 4 of those parts, when it was at the dealer where my bank was at, that's where I was going to get the loader from, but I never did. I ended up getting a brand new rim for it. So I figured, well, if they're there working on the rim, they might as well do some other small jobs for me, like replace the engine oil, filters, fuel filters, air filters. They changed the hydraulic filter. I didn't tell them to change the hydraulic oil, but just the filter. And they did. Apparently they did. So, but it kind of makes me wonder what they did to the number 2 cylinder, because, or that part of it. It's not the cylinder itself. It's where the fuel goes into that cylinder. Because I'm pretty sure that was number 2 and number 4 is what they replaced, because they claimed that it was making the noise, or it was leaking when they had it. So I just went ahead and I told them to go ahead and replace them. It would save me the bullshit, you know, from having to deal with it later on. Well, I'm back dealing with it again. So maybe I really should just have the young guy just go over the whole entire damn thing and look it over, because I think it's just going to be complete bullshit, because who knows what the fuck else they did to it. So, but yeah, the thing anyway, that I had that part fixed. So what the young guy thinks is that maybe there's only 2 possibilities that for this part to fail early. Well, he said it's a cheap part. He says that you can just replace it for like a few bucks and then it's good, but whatever the fuck it is, I don't know, but he said that there's only 2 ways that those things can kind of fail short like that. Is one would be over tightening. I think he said they only have to be at 25 inch-pounds or whatever the hell it is for that, or I don't know if it was foot-pounds or inch-pounds or whatever. I don't remember what he said, but it was 25. He says that if you go even 1 inch over or 1 number over that limit, it will stress it out and break it. So they might have over-tightened that one and it broke early, or what I think is that they used a cheap Chinese part because they were too damn lazy to call up Case IH and get a real Case IH part. Everything has to come from China. They overcharge like crazy, but yet they get cheap parts. If you're going to get cheap parts, you might as well just, you know, charge less than. So, but it's it's just bullshit. It's not a major deal, but it's the point that it shouldn't be running like that. I don't think he said that it would damage the motor or anything. It's just that it's got a loud knock to it now, and that stuff's been sitting here so long. There's already a spider nest right there. It's crazy. Haven't been in the shop for like ever. So, but yeah. So it's bullshit. So the young guy's going to be bringing his big John Deere down to finish the damn job, and then apparently he's got a couple of friends over in North Dakota side in that town over there that have a big shop, and he's going to take my tractor over there, and he's going to take the hood off one of these days, I guess, whenever the fuck that'll be, and replace the part. He said it's not that expensive of an part, but. And I'm not going to be calling the dealer back. I mean, yeah, I should be calling and complaining and be like, well, fuck, man, this damn thing's only been in there for not even a year. Hasn't even been a year yet. And that part that you so-called fixed is knocking again. It's bullshit. So, I mean, yeah, I could call him and bitch him out and be like, fuck you, you fixed it for free. But why let assholes fix your equipment that, one, probably don't even know what the fuck they're doing in the first place, and two, don't act professional? I mean, if you tell them to go and fix that part, they'll probably just overcrank it again, and then it'll break. Or they'll put a cheap part in, it'll break. And I'm just right back to it again. So why even fucking bother? So, and that dealership, over there, they're not worth my time anymore. It's just, because, they don't act professional. That's the thing. They just, when you got a guy over there named Mike and he's being an asshole to customers, yeah, fuck you. You're not going to get my money then. Screw that. So that's just not gonna happen. I mean the only guy that fucking rated is that Mike. Guess what, motherfucker? When my tractor is at a dealership, I have every goddamn right to call you to see what's been going on with my tractor. I got the right to call and get an update, Doesn't mean you have to fucking answer the phone and be a cunt to everyone. Act your age and act professionally. But if you're gonna act like a little fucking 2-year-old bitch, then you're not getting my money. So, and you're overcharging. So, that international loader sitting over there, that loader, that 2450 high lift, they want $4,000 for that loader. You're never going to get that. You know why? International loaders do not go for $4,000. Look it up. Look it up on Tractor House. Look it up anywhere else. You're lucky if you would probably get $2,500 for those fucking things. And the way that loader's been abused, not taken very good care of. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's got farmer welds on it. Yeah, you should be selling that loader for like $1,500. Because now I gotta go spend probably thousands of dollars to take it to a real professional dealer and have them completely re-weld everything, or or make new mounting brackets and everything for it. Like, that's bullshit. I ain't paying that. Screw that idea. So, yeah. So, I just been looking around for loaders, getting price checks and everything. I found one down south here in Minnesota. They want like $2,800 for it. And it's not even a fucking international. It's a fucking Westerndorf. You know, it's a used loader. And you know what? It's actually in really good shape. The paint is gone, but I don't need paint. I need a well put together, not abused piece of shit loader, you know? I don't care about the fucking paint. Fuck the paint. The paint's just gonna fall off in 10, 20 years anyways. What the fuck does it matter, you know? So, this loader is not banged up. It's not broken. Doesn't have welds on it. It's still got all the factory welds. You know. So that loader's had a pretty easy life. They must have just used it for moving snow or something, because it's not stressed out from what I can tell. So, and they only want like what, $2,800 for it. So that times or plus maybe $900 to probably have it shipped up here, because it's about the same distance from, you know, from what my tractor was. My tractor was about that distance far apart, but you know, so I don't know. I can get a loader hauled here for so much less than what they're charging. I could probably get a loader here for like $2,200 probably, or something stupid like that, or no, maybe $3,300. You know, because the loader's like $2,800. They probably want close to $1,000 for shipping. So, you know, so I don't know. And then the young guy over there, the guy that was driving the tractor yesterday, he's helping me look for a loader. So I know this guy here at the gas station said that he would try to get a loader up in Canada. Well, you know, the thing is too is, you know, is Canada going to charge something to get a load shipped across the border? It's like, do I really want to deal with my load sitting at the border for 2-3 days just to get freaking checked out? Not really. I'd rather order from here in the U.S. where it's just convenient. I don't have a problem owning something Canadian. It's just the point that the fucking borders are a pain in the ass, you know. Every time you want something shipped across the border, it's got to get inspected, it's got to get scanned, all this bullshit, you know. It's like, really? You know. But it's all thanks to the terrorists that decided to blow up the buildings, you know, and now security's tighter than ever, so it's just now naturally harder to get things across the border. You can still do it, but now they have to go through a lot more steps. You know, instead of my loader or whatever spending 2-3 days sitting at the damn border, I might as well just order something used just like it here in the U.S. and get it here 2-3 days less, you know. So I don't know. It's just kind of, you know, bullshit, but what are you gonna do? So I thought about maybe seeing if I could finance the old timer's loader off his 986. Apparently his 986 is still hooked to it, but I talked to the young guy about it, and he said apparently his dad still wanted it. So, but he might be willing to sell it, you know, but I don't know. So, see, the only thing is, I gotta find what's convenient and what's a good deal. And I want to be able to finance, because I do not have, you know, all this money up the ass like everyone thinks I do. I don't. I have to find cheap stuff, work them till they break, and hopefully worked hard enough to put that kind of money aside for another one. You know. So, I don't have $9-10 grand to go buy a brand spanking new loader, you know. So, gotta make do with what you can get. Everyone says, go get yourself a pull-type sprayer. Sure, I like one. Don't get me wrong. I don't even have $2,800. You know, like that guy from Canada was talking about, you know. I would, no matter what, man, I'd still have to save up that kind of money. There's no point. I can get a ATV mounted sprayer for $320 on Northern Tool, and it's a 40-foot swath. It's still good enough. It's got a 26-gallon tank on it, so that's probably really all we would ever need for that farm. For this size of fucking land anyway. I mean, if we were farming all the other hay lands around here, it probably would be more convenient to get a bigger one, you know, like an actual pole type one, but for what the fuck we're going to be doing, it ain't worth it. Right now, anyway, it's not worth it. So I'm not going to bother. As of right now, the main thing is to get a loader put on that fucking thing, you know. So if I can't get a loader by the end of winter, then I guess the tractor just goes without again for another year. So there's not much I can do. I'm still too far in debt, you know. So can't do it. And then I got a letter a few days ago in the mail from my lawyer. He's talking to that company that I owe all this fucking, just, you know, that I have that big hospital bill from. And, they wanted to come to some, you know, to like an agreement, because I just thought that they're adding on too much every month. You know, I'm paying more of their fees and everything than I am the fucking bills. So they sent the letter to my lawyer, which he turned around and sent it to me, and said that if I would pay $200 a month, they would not add any of that crap on. Okay, that's a great deal and all, but I don't even have $200 a month because I have too many bills, and the winter times are extremely tough. So, because I run my heaters full blast, because I'm not going to freeze my tits off in the wintertime. So it's a good deal and all, but I still don't have that kind of money. So it's just going to have to be this way until I can get some smaller bills off and gone, you know, and then make larger payments later on, but they're still going to be added on no matter what. So, I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. So, but anyways, another thing I was going to talk about too is we're not going to be ripping up our old hay this year. We're going to just let it go for another year. But the thing is, well, let me explain why we're doing this, just so you understand. One, we are late now. We are seriously late for planting. We are, what, a month and a half, 2 months late? Okay? Well, can't, you know, the weather, the rain fucked everything up. So we're extremely late getting anything in the ground. So anything that we do put in the ground will be harvested late. So what the guy wants to do, and there's been a lot of four-wheelers driving around today. It's a fucking great day to be doing that. I was out earlier today. I went and checked out my weeds that I sprayed, and they're fucking getting raked. So got more to kill too. So it's just too hot right now, so I'm gonna probably go later and spray. Now I forgot the hell I was talking about. Son of a bitch. So I don't know what that four-wheeler is doing, but I don't know who that was, but zipping around on his wire there. Well, that's actually a girl, and she's smart to wear her helmet. So, yeah. But anyways, what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to plant wheat and grass. We're going to plant both in the same field. So apparently I guess you can do like a double crop. I guess the wheat would probably get done long before the grass will ever get done. Because the grass is not going to grow any. It probably would have been a foot tall by now if we would have been able to get in a month ago. Because, you know, with good weather and then lots of rain and then good weather and then lots of rain again, I mean, that right there will get your crops going in a hell of a hurry. And I can prove it too, because that field over there that they planted before all this rain came, their their crops are already 6 inches tall, and that's actually pretty damn good. So, you know, but we're just ripping ground. We're just breaking ground now. So, I guess the best thing to do, and the young guy kind of maybe suggested it too. I told him that I was thinking of maybe spraying the old hay, you know, with some kind of a special killer, not Weed Be Gone, because Weed Be Gone is bullshit. I'm gonna have to get some pretty heavy chemical stuff. I told him I was gonna get a bigger sprayer next month, and then maybe spray. But he said not to spray yet because, you know, he's going to be cutting and baling it. He doesn't want to give it to his cows, and I wouldn't want to feed it to my cows either. So what he recommends me to do is let him cut it and bale it. And of course, when his hay is going to be there, so what the hell am I going to do with it? You know, I mean, we're going to be picking up ours probably right away. So, but the thing is, I don't. Even if I go around the bales, I'm still going to be hitting the bales. And I don't know if I should spray late in the fall when the grass is dying off, because what good's that going to do? Because the weeds are dead now. So yeah, maybe I'll talk to him about it and see if he feels like maybe picking the hay up right away or pushing it off to the side or something. If he would bring his, if he would have a bale spear, a 3-point bale spear, we could put it on the back of the 15, and then I can just shove them all off to the side. And then spray. That's what he was recommending, is let him cut it and bale it and then spray it. So, because the grass will still be green and it will actually continue to grow again. It will start to grow again. And the weeds will. So, in July I'll probably buy him a big sprayer, and then when he'll start cutting, I don't know. And in the month after, I will try to find a chemical place around here that sells crap for, you know, the killer weeds. And I'll buy a couple of jugs of it or whatever, and then start spraying. Start spraying for weeds. Because it might be a year or two before we start ripping, so. But that's kind of okay anyway, because I didn't think I was going to have the money to be buying all this diesel fuel to be ripping this ground this year. So, because I thought he'd want to start ripping right away. But, come to find out he don't. He wants to do it later. So. There she goes again, zipping around town. Oh, and she killed it. I don't know if it's a manual or an automatic. I think it's an automatic, but well, she's zipping around anyway, getting shit done. The truck too. But yeah, so that's what I guess what we'll do is we'll just try to see if we can spray later on this year and kill some of the weeds off, get some of them off for next year. So. Because I don't think we're going to get much hay this year. I even told him I think we ought to fertilize too. You know, but he didn't really think that was too much of a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea as of right now because we got weeds and we don't want to be fertilizing fucking weeds. So I figured out if we could spray a couple times and kill them off, we probably could hit it with fertilizer at least once, and then we'd be good. Our hay would get a little bit of a boost. Because I told him too, even in some areas it's still bald. I mean, there's nothing even there. It's trying, but still got another month or two to go yet before he probably does get down here and cut. But I don't think it's going to do much. Just the next month or two. With all the rain and sun we've had, that grass should be taken off like lightning, and it's not. So she's pretty suffering right now. She's pretty hurt. So, but yeah. So I think later tonight I'm probably gonna do some more Roundup spraying. I got to respray the west side of the dike. I missed a few. And then I got to go back and spray the east side, on our side of the property, of course, to kill off the burdoxes. So at least we could put a fight on it. So we're not bailing out these burdoxes this year. I've sprayed quite a few. I think I must have put in almost 10 gallons of Roundup down already. So, and I still got to go a little bit more yet and make a couple more rounds around the fields to double check everything and whatnot, but I got plenty of gas to do it, so because I bought 3 cans, so you know, well, 2 are I put 1 in the 4-wheeler and 1's for the John Deere, and then I went and filled up the 4-wheeler, and then I went back up there and got that can filled again. So that's 3 cans. So I figured I'd probably be doing a lot of spraying this year. Like, that's what I figured anyway. Sure enough, I am. So. But that's only just for burdoxes. But that's good though, because we don't really want them to seed. So, but I'm killing. As far as I know, I'm killing just about all of them that are on our property. So I got a few more that I see that I missed, and I'm gonna go respray them and see if I can find some new ones that I haven't even found yet. And then yeah. So yeah, and I think the young guy said that he had paid for that part or whatever for that tractor, you know, for the motor. Because he said it's not a very expensive part anyway. So I guess I suppose it's fair in a way, you know, because I'm doing part of the work and he's doing part of the work. He says the only way we can actually even do this, you know, because he's going to be taking his half of the hay, and then we're going to be taking our half. So the only way it kind of pays for itself is that we both have to team up together and split the work, the load work, you know, and cover expenses, you know. So, you know, he's going to pay to keep my tractor running, and I suppose if I had the money, I'd pay his tractor to keep his tractor running, you know. That's kind of how, I guess, that's how it would work. That's the only way we'd probably be able to do it, is that we have to work together in order to even get this to pay off. So, it sucks that he has to bring his big John Deere down. I mean, that was the point of why I had my tractor here too, was so he didn't have to bring his big ass equipment down. But I got that little knock on the motor, so don't really want, and it started getting louder towards the end, so I was like, well, I think it's just for the best just to park the fucking thing until we get it fixed. So whatever. It's probably that fuckers over there. That's probably their damn fault. They probably over tightened it, or they used a cheap Chinese part or something stupid. So, but I guess what are you gonna do, right? So, but anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna probably take off and upload this video for tomorrow and get some other stuff done. I gotta get into the shop one of these days and clean this crap up too. And so I got all my tools laying here and whatnot, and I got a spider nest going on. Got a spider nest on the tiller, but don't care about that. It's a piece of shit. So still got some cleanup to do and some more work to do yet, but we're done one of these days, I guess. It's just been one of those hectic, busy days. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.